I apologize for the delay of this video. I normally try and get them out every Motzei Shabbos, and unfortunately this one has taken me longer. Part of the problem is I'm trying to figure out what to call this video. Do I call it what to do when life feels overwhelming? Or do I call it how to attain superhuman abilities? Now I know that sounds like polar opposites, but listen to the video and you'll be able to see what I'm saying. And I invite you to share with me what you think would be the best name for this video. And you can, of course, pick a third one. Please, if you have the opportunity and the gumption to do so, please write in the comments what you think the best title is. But, of course, life continues to be a struggle and very often feels overwhelming. The campaign seems to be sputtering out. Job prospects seem to be sputtering out. And Simcha Dov is continuing to get weaker, and things seem to be a bit overwhelming, and there are many times when it feels very overwhelming. Yet there are other times where life feels like we're on an amazing journey. Look how much Hashem has done for us, where we've come from and where we are. I mean, we're in Eretz Yisrael, and on a day-to-day basis, Hashem is taking care of us. Great. So life can be a little confusing, and the emotions follow accordingly. But let me share with you a piece of davening which I think really addresses both the lows and helps us be inspired to reach the highs. This piece is Nishmas. The author says very clearly that life can be overwhelming. The task in front of us can be too much. And he says, if our mouths could be filled with song as much as the waves in the ocean. Still, we are not sufficient. We do not have the ability to praise Hashem, to do our mission and thank Hashem and recognize what Hashem has given us. So the first thought is that it's okay to feel like life is overwhelming, because indeed Hashem often gives us tasks that require us to do more than we're able to. And it's okay, it's all right to feel like we don't have the ability to do it, and that can be overwhelming. And yet, if we look further in this very same beautiful tefillah, the author does what he says he's not able to do. We're not able to, but if you conclude and you look at the end of the davening, at the end of that piece, he says, we'll do those very things that How is that possible? What's the secret to go from one extreme to the other? And I believe the answer is found in the middle, where he says, Attain. Therefore, the limbs that you have given us, the abilities and the strengths that you have imbued us with, those things are able to do more. And the pivotal piece is when we say the words Hain, Haim, Hain, Haim. What's that double lashon? And Hain is Nekeva and Haim is Zachar. So simply, it's poetic license, and it means indeed, Hain, Haim, indeed those things. But I believe there's something more there, and that is we have to recognize that we are not the source of our abilities. If we recognize that it comes from Hashem, Attain, those things that you have given us, the limbs that you have given us, the spirit and the abilities that you've imbued us with, we recognize it comes from you, Hashem, then Hain, Haim. Those things, Hain, Lashon Nekeva means we received from you, Haim, can be internalized, processed, and then turned around to be able to do more than we were able to do before. Haim, those things will be able to praise Hashem and do more than we were able to do our own abilities. This gives us two thoughts. The first one is that we recognize that if Hashem is going to give us a challenge, Hashem will give us the ability and the strength to overcome it. The story that best depicts this concept is one that I don't know if it really happened, but is a story that is told over, that a Holocaust survivor once called a Rosh Hashiva or a Gadol, and he said to him, life is overwhelming. I feel very depressed. I feel like I can't manage with all of the emotions that I carry around with me from the traumatic experience that I went through. And the Yeshiva says in a strong voice, Apikosis! Now, again, like I said, I don't know if the story ever took place, but I believe the message of the story is to tell us that if Hashem gave us a challenge as horrific and as difficult as it might be, then Hashem will give us the strength to overcome it. And if we were to say that I can't overcome it, I can't deal with it, then you're denying that Hashem gave us those abilities which led this person to say the word apikosis. But I think there's a more powerful thought here. And that if I recognize that I am not the source of my abilities, that I recognize it comes from Hashem, then I am plugging into a power source that is much greater than I can imagine. It's like being plugged into a nuclear reactor as opposed to a regular outlet. And of course, the output will be much greater. So I can do those things that are not humanly possible because my source is not limited by human resources. And therefore, we can say, the Lashon Asher Samta Befinu, those things that you gave us, Hein Heim, Yodu, V'yivochu, V'yishabchu, V'yifor, those things will praise Hashem. And they will do the things that Ein Onu Maspeaking, that we in our limited sources, in our limited resources, are not capable of doing so. And therefore, the sky is the limit. So, in summary, this kapitel is able to help us in the times when we're feeling low, and we feel like we're overwhelmed, and we're able to say Ein Onu Maspeaking, we're not able to do this. That is a natural and normal place to be at times. But then if we can let go and we can recognize that we're not the one who has to do it all, we are able to access in a feeling of Hashem is here helping us, and Hashem is the one who gave us this situation, then we can feel that we can have the strength to do it as well, because Hashem will give us that too. But even more so, we are imbued with amazing powers, superhuman powers, because Hashem has given us these abilities to do more than we ever thought we could.
Speaking